Yo, what's good? It's Nathan James, and I'm going to be answering these questions real quick, so I'll read them off and answer them. It's only been 1 year since you have been making music. Does the success you've garnered seem surreal? Yes, 1000%. When I first started to make music, I had no clue that I would be taking it as serious and full-time like I am, and I never knew I had such a passion for making music, singing, writing, all that. I absolutely am in love with it. It all started too because of the Nightmares Fine Art Photography Gallery that I did back in October of 2019. And I said I would love to make music, a song, right, to each photograph that I've shot that tells the story of the photograph. So that's how it all kind of started up for me. So question number 2, how does your hometown, Colorado, respond to your success? Are you recognized frequently at the mall? When you go back home, tell us your craziest fan story. Yeah, my hometown definitely fucks with me, especially everyone who's in that like entertainment industry. And I love Colorado. Like I wouldn't be here where I am today if it weren't for some of the staple people in Colorado who've been there for me. When I first started like doing photography stuff in Colorado, which then led me in to doing music. And yeah, for sure, when I'm in my hometown and people see me, they always come up and want to say it was good or get a photo or something like that. So I love that. And then probably the most recent craziest one was a fan story was when I was there. I was walking down the street. I had my hood on and my face mask on, and I had like not recognizable whatsoever, right? Like I'm totally fully covered, and it's nighttime, and someone's like, "Yo, is that Nathan James?" I was like, "Yeah." So it was crazy. That was kind of wild. Some people take, next question, number 3. Some people take a different approach to getting involved in the music industry. How does it feel to have your work recognized by multi-platinum artists? Feels really cool, man. And the only reason why I guess some of these really big artists know of me is from the credibility and talent that I have with my photography. And again, I can't say it enough, but photography has gotten me into rooms and into doors that I would never have been able to get into as fast as I got into if it weren't for all the prior work I put in with my photography. So I feel truly blessed that I'm able to be a part of history of photographing some of the biggest albums or single covers that will go down in history, and just knowing that these artists too, I'm collabing with some of them and making songs with them together. So it's truly a blessing. Next question. It seems like the pop-punk era of the early 2000s is making a comeback into the mainstream. Artists like Machine Gun Kelly and Trippie Redd are looking at as paving the road for the genre to come back around. How does it feel to be able to say you work within both of their camps? Do you feel as though you're next up as the new face of rock and roll? Yeah, working with Machine Gun Kelly and Trippie Redd, they're both just super sick artists, very unique artists as well. And I just love their approach with how they want to get things done. They set their mind to something and there's no excuse, they just produce. So I love that about them. And as far as do I feel as I'm the next thing up in the face of rock and roll, I hope so. I would love to be, that's for sure. I think what I'm doing is very different sonically than what a lot of people are doing right now, and it's a twist of like kind of a new age rock and roll. So that's like full in rock and roll mode, and I don't plan on doing anything else. It's just this kind of I would say the music I make is just a new wave of rock and roll. What are your 5 top musical inspirations and why? Okay, so easy. In no particular order. Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, Ozzy Osbourne, Joan Jett, and Stained. Like those 5 are all my number ones. Like in no particular order, those top 5 are definitely some of my biggest inspirations for sure. What are the and wait, last one I forgot. There's 6, not 5. Puddle of Mud. Fuck, I can't believe I forgot them. Yeah, Puddle of Mud, heavy too. So, yep. Next question. What are the challenges of being a performing artist in 2021? Right now, I'd say the biggest challenge is that you can't go on tour, and especially as a new artist, going on tour is so key to have that physical one-on-one interaction with, new fans. Is just huge to gaining a, fully committed, full-blown, like, super fan. So right now, since we can't do that, the most important thing is content. That's the next closest thing to, being seen in person, is just producing content. So every song's got to have a music video. You got to be releasing a new song at least every 6 weeks at a bare minimum. And you got to just make sure you're putting out the best art possible, and just, also trying to get in contact with everyone too, since everyone's in the same boat. So take advantage that people are available right now. People do have time, and people are around to work and collaborate. So that's big too. How has COVID-19 affected your ability to reach fans in person? What type of strategies does your management team use to cut through? Also tell us about your new single, Self-Destruction. Okay, so COVID-19 personally has affected me in good ways and bad ways. Bad being that can't do like live shows, and it's also affected me with some photography stuff as well. Some businesses that I really used to work with a lot are out of business now, and I'm sure it's affected me too, with just individuals that would used to hit me up for shooting, wouldn't hit me up anymore, aren't gonna hit me up anymore because they don't necessarily have the money they once had. On the music side, it's definitely affected me with, like I said, doing shows and being able to perform live and travel and stuff 100%. But on the pros, COVID has helped me make these connections and have time to make music with these bigger artists and some future collabs I have coming, because everything's been shut down. And same with photo shoot wise, because everything's been shut down, we've been able to do more shoot stuff. So it has its pros and cons, And then as far as strategies goes that my management uses to cut through is, we really use the strategy of make sure we release at least every 6 weeks. And we make sure we definitely have a good marketing push on YouTube, all Spotify and Apple Music. Pre-orders on Apple Music are huge to get into that Apple algorithm. And then just making sure we pitch all our songs on Spotify to the Spotify editorial playlist, which I've been fortunate enough to have the support of Alison Hagendorf and her team, and them really enjoying my music a lot. So they've been a big part of my career as well in terms of getting me off the ground a little bit. And then my next song, Self-Destruction, drops February 5th. And that's just really a song. It's definitely a rock song, obviously. It's very rock and roll, new age rock. Almost like a modern kind of Puddle of Mud type spin to it. And Self-Destruction is literally about knowing you're self-destructing, but almost not knowing how to stop it. Like, you're fucking up, but you can't stop it. But then in retrospect, it's also about knowing that you are fucking up and you are trying to stop it, So it definitely plays on the mixed emotion of, I want to stop it, I can't stop it, I don't know how to stop it, So yeah. And then how do you deal with the adversity that comes from non-believers and haters? The more haters and non-believers you have, the better you're doing. So I hope I continue to get more haters and non-believers, because that means I'm doing something right. If I'm having no hate and no non-believers, then there's a problem. Last question. What type of advice would you give to an uprising artist that wants to make it in the music biz? I would say, number one, kind of have an idea of what it is you want to do. Once you kind of get that idea a little more concrete, make sure you move to LA. That's the hub and the mecca of the entertainment industry, so got to get to LA. With that being said, once you're here, network your ass off and make sure you have something to offer others, so then in return, you have contributed and given someone value so that you're able to work with them as well, right? You don't want to always be give me, take. You also want to be able to offer someone something as well. So make sure you come here with something that's a desirable like talent or skill that you can also help other people out to help you out as well. And yeah, just keep staying consistent and persistent. Honestly, consistency and persistency out here in LA wins, and just there's no secrets other than just work hard. And like I always say, number one thing is no excuse, just produce. Figure out how to make it fucking work. Like, that's all there is to it. Don't come up with excuses. You know what needs to be done. Figure out how to get it done. So yeah, my name's Nathan James. I'm out.